the first one, and I think there'll be a few more to come. Touch of a maestro to just let that ball trundle on into the net. First attacking moment and the first goal from Özil.
Don't see too many of those, you know, the way it's flown into the top left-hand corner.
Sanchez. Goalkeeper absolutely beaten.
Hello there guys and welcome, it is Niran here, and today it is time for me to bring you episode number 15 of our Leicester City career mode here. And in today's episode we have got, as you'll have seen from the introduction, a ridiculously important game, the Capital One Cup final against Arsenal. After a fantastic episode last time out, we do find ourselves in that final. The last two episodes I should say have set that one up, and we'll be looking to win our first silverware of the season. If you're excited, feel free to smash the likes button. 75 likes as always would be massively appreciated, so don't forget to do that. Nevertheless, last episode was fantastic in terms of the results, especially with that game against Manchester City, but it also highlighted somewhat of an injury crisis that we're suffering. Bril Donald-Embolo, Gökhan Inler, Pione Sisto and Liam Moore all out of the first game of today's episode, which is against Arsenal in the Barclays Premier League actually, before we play them in the Capital One Cup final later in the episode. Don't forget to stick around for that one because that's going to be absolutely mental. But this will be a very difficult game, it has to be said, because we're a pretty injury hit squad. Jeffrey Schlupp there playing at left back, Mazuaku as a defensive mid, Kamano coming into the side to replace Pione Sisto, and to be honest with you, it would probably go on to tell in this match, because as you can see, Arsenal getting the first chance of the game there with Francois Coquelin and forcing a good save from Kasper Schmeichel, and Olivier Giroud hitting the post there from well outside the area. Fantastic strike from him, but we get very lucky and hold on. Our first chance of the game would come in the 36th minute there, Bruno Perez forcing a save from Petr Cech, but it wouldn't really stop the onslaught in the second half from Arsenal. It was a very even game actually in the first half, but the second half Arsenal came out of the traps very quickly. Alexis Sanchez floating a ball in towards Rosicky, it'll fall for Oxlade-Chamberlain in the area. He forces a save there from Kasper Schmeichel after working some space there in our penalty area. Now Javier Pastore finding Santi Cazorla, who turns and forces yet another fantastic one-handed save from Kasper Schmeichel, who will surely get man of the match if he keeps holding this clean sheet. And we were getting absolutely dominated. Aaron Ramsey there with a fantastic fantastic chance there, and forcing a save yet again from our Danish goalkeeper. And this little clip summing up the game somewhat there, Schlupp getting taken out by, I think it was Danny Welbeck, and then Kevin Wimmer seeing his teammate go down, not having any of it, and just piles into Alex Oxlade-Chamberlain. It was a pretty aggressive game, yellow cards left, right and centre, but into injury time, Arsenal have their last chance of the game. Pastore finding Santi Cazorla from the free kick, and he hits the crossbar in the 94th minute into injury time, one of the last bits of action of the game, and Arsenal squandered the opportunity. They should have won, because that was a very difficult game. They absolutely dominated, and we do just about hold on for the 0-0 draw, but it was a very difficult game. And on that theme, I saw quite a lot of you guys commenting in the comment section of the last episode saying you wanted me to turn the difficulty up. But the issue with that is I already play on Legendary. Now, I'm not saying I'm a good FIFA player whatsoever, because I'm not, let's be honest. My defending's pretty woeful, but I do play on Legendary. There's not a difficulty for me to turn it up to. So we're just going to have to roll with what we have now. But if you do have any suggestions to make it harder for me, if you feel as if it needs to be harder for me, then drop them in the comment section below. But it was really only last episode where we found it fairly easy on Legendary. You know, it might be in future that it is actually fairly tricky as it is. But nevertheless, we're moving into training. Like a dope, last episode I completely forgot to put the straw poll in the description for training. But this episode I will actually leave that straw poll in the description. So if you want to vote for the players that you want to see trained in the next episode, just tick their box in the straw poll and I will do that for you. Nevertheless, in today's training, Francois Kamano has gone up, so he is now 73 overall, I do believe it is, so he's growing pretty damn well. well. In terms of players that are playing pretty damn well, Andre Kramaric and James Milner are today's players to watch in this second game of the episode against Liverpool. James Milner having scored a brace in his last game, and Andre Kramaric, of course, being the top scorer in the Barclays Premier League. There you can see the squad in the background. Dele Alli coming into the side there to replace, it was N'Golo Kante, Fuka Arte Masuaku, who was slightly tired. We get the first chance of the game here. Kramaric putting the ball forward towards Mahrez. He wins it off Alberto Moreno. He's clean through, and he beats Adam Bogdan at his near post. And after just 7 minutes, we're in the lead here, and Adam Bogdan, surely in the Liverpool goal, should have done a lot better, but I get the feeling Liverpool are not going to take this lying down, and Christian Benteke there finding Jordan Henderson, lovely 1-2 between himself and the Liverpool captain. He forces a good save from Kasper Schmeichel, and Liverpool are going forward again after a pretty slow first 10 minutes. They're getting right back into this game. Moreno putting the ball in for Benteke, it's saved by Schmeichel, but James Milner, that man that we were meant to be watching out for, has scored yet again to make it 3 goals in 2 games for him there on the rebound. Schmeichel unfortunately unable to parry it wide or anything like that, and James Milner is there to capitalise. But we're going forward again now in the 32nd minute. Jamie Vardy finding Andre Kramaric, but this time Adam Bogdan is up to the task and makes a pretty good save. Right on the edge of half-time, Jordan Ibe twisting and turning, forcing a good save from Schmeichel, and Adam Lallana is unable to turn it in on the rebound. That was literally the last kick of the first half, and Liverpool could have scored a vital goal there to make it 2-1 at the worst possible time for us. James Milner there, you can see on the screen, having equalised for Liverpool. But as you can see, we're going forward again into the second half, and we've won a penalty, and Riyad Mahrez has gone down far too easily. And you know, I know he's one of my players, but I've got to admit that's a ridiculously lucky penalty to win. Alberto Moreno should be very annoyed at that, but as Docklanders would do, I wasn't really sure whether that was a penalty, so I chipped it straight down the middle, which is what he does if he's not sure whether a penalty should be given or not. And Adam Bogdan dived out of the way, and therefore we've taken a 2-1 lead. Andre Kramaric gets his 14th goal of the Barclays Premier League season, but again, Liverpool are reacting pretty quickly, and James Milner with the free kick cleared off the line there by Jeffrey Schlupp. Liverpool feeling probably quite aggrieved at that. Probably a bit of a dive, to be honest with you, from Riyad Mahrez, and Jordan Henderson probably should have done better there going towards the end of the game. But now Liverpool have just 5 minutes to get this equaliser. It's into the box there towards Joe Allen, and he flicks it on. James Milner, having got a goal, has now assisted the second for Liverpool, and it's Joe Allen who has just nodded it over the head there of Kasper Schmeichel, who perhaps could have done a little bit better, but it's a good finish, a good header from Joe Allen. And yet again, we have drawn in this episode. 2-2 is how it finishes after Liverpool get that late goal with just 5 minutes to go, and it ends 2-2. There you can see the ratings. Kasper Schmeichel yet again doing well in this game. He's really been the man of the match, to be honest with you, in this, the man of the episode, if you like. Before we get into the Capital One Cup final, make sure to stick around for that. It's time to have a look at how this episode so far has affected the Barclays Premier League table. And as you can see, Chelsea are 10 points clear of Manchester United and 11 points clear of ourselves, but they played 2 games more, which means United could get within 4 points of Chelsea, and we could get within 5 if we win both those games in hand. Newcastle there in 4th, a good episode for City, they're up to 5th, with Arsenal in 6th, Sunderland up to 7th, and Liverpool, after drawing with us, still down there struggling in the middle of the table in 10th place. So a decent episode for ourselves, 2 draws against 2 pretty good teams. But as you know, 2 points out of 6, it isn't fantastic points-wise, but in terms of the opposition that we faced, we've done a pretty good job. We're continuing to train Jamie Vardy and Francois Camano again, because obviously I forgot to do the straw poll last episode, and Francois Camano going up on a few things there, like vision, and a few other things as well. I think some sort of dribbling as well, maybe stamina, but nevertheless, it is time to get into the most important thing in this episode, and it is time for the Capital One Cup final, our first shot of silverware in this entire series so far, and this is uber important. We've got our best team out, Masuaku and Kante at defensive mid, Schlupp, Perez as full backs, we've got Wimmer and Riedewald as centre backs, Sisto's back in the side, Okazaki and Vardy up front, and we are going to try and come out the traps instantly. As you can see, Shinji Okazaki finding his strike partner, Jamie Vardy, in the centre, and he just heads it over the bar. Hopefully this pressure is not going to get to us in terms of playing at Wembley. Arsenal are probably a lot more sort of experienced at that, and the experience is showing, because Theo Walcott has just bought himself a penalty. He's literally changed direction to run into Jeffrey Schlupp, and he's won a penalty. Surely this must be some sort of karma for the penalty we got against Liverpool. And Kasper Schmeichel is so close to saving that penalty from Alexis Sanchez, but it is the worst possible start to this game. The Chilean gives Arsenal a 1-0 lead after just 10 minutes here at Wembley. Are we crumbling under the pressure? Well, Pione Sisto is trying to get an immediate response there, forcing a save from Petr Cech in the Arsenal goal just 4 minutes later. From the resulting corner, it's in from Riyad Mahrez towards Okazaki, who wins the header. It's parried away by Cech towards Okazaki again, and on the rebound he is there to make it 1-1 in just the 15th minute, and we get that immediate response, the important response in this Capital One Cup final. Shinji Okazaki, the Japanese international, giving our fans some hope after it looked pretty hopeless with Arsenal getting that very early lead. But as you can see, it is now 1-1 and we are right back in this game. But Arsenal trying to react again. Santi Cazorla with a long-range strike just going wide of Kasper Schmeichel's far post. Arsenal going forward again here in this first half. Just a few minutes left of this first half, but thankfully Kevin Wimmer there able to tackle Santi Cazorla. And we're going forward now with Fukuara to Masuaku, finding Mahrez, back to Masuaku. Okazaki finding Jamie Vardy in some space. Lovely through ball from him. Can he score right on the edge of half-time? Yes, he can, and a vital goal from the Englishman yet again, who's been performing fantastically in recent episodes, and Jamie Vardy makes it 2-1 right on the edge of half-time. But Arsenal are going forward again. Javi Pastore finding Giroud. It's back to Pastore again, and just wide there from the Argentinian midfielder in the 57th minute. Now Santi Cazorla going forward there, finding Alexis Sanchez, who I think was offside, but it's a fantastic save from Kasper Schmeichel after that fantastic ball through by Santi Cazorla. Pastore going forward again, slipping with the strike outside the area, but again Kasper Schmeichel is there, and into the box it comes from the cross, and Kasper Schmeichel punches clear. Now with just 8 minutes to go, we're going forward again. Arsenal dedicating a lot of players forward, and we're trying to kill off the game. It's up into the air. Okazaki is there to nod it in and make it 3-1. That has got to be game done now, and surely we are staring our first piece of silverware right in the face thanks to Shinji Okazaki's brace now. He scored the first goal, and now he's scored the third as well to surely put this game beyond doubt. But Arsenal are still trying. Olivier Giroud there with the chance, but Kevin Wimmer throwing his body in the way. It falls for Kasper Schmeichel. Kasper Schmeichel then falls over Kevin Wimmer. He kicks the ball clear, and that is it. Job is done. We have won the Capital One Cup after a 3-1 victory in this final against Arsenal. They've been our Achilles heel this whole series so far. They've dominated us in every game we've played them in, but now when it matters, we take the win, and we take the win convincingly. After finding this episode so difficult so far, we have now won when it really mattered, and 3-1 is the scoreline, and we take home the Capital One Cup trophy and grab Leicester's first trophy in, I imagine, some while in terms of domestic. Actually, no, that's a lie, because they obviously won. They've won the playoffs. They've won, Division 2 or the Championship or whatever. Nevertheless, that is not the point. In this episode, we have won the Capital One Cup. Kevin Wimmer is standing up to the platform. I was a bit flawed here, because what I should have done was bring on Andy King, make him captain and let him lift the trophy, but as it stands, Kevin Wimmer lifts the trophy, and we are the official Capital One Cup holders after, well, it's been a pretty astonishing last few episodes, it has to be said. There's been some fantastic moments in this series already. I'm really loving it so far. If you guys really are, then just show your support. You guys know how. But yeah, this series so far is taking twists and turns left, right and centre, and Kevin Wimmer is now celebrating in front of the fans with the Capital One Cup trophy. Nevertheless, if you have enjoyed this episode, feel free to smash the likes button. 75 likes would be massively appreciated. Subscribe if you haven't already, and comment if you enjoyed the video that much. But nevertheless, it's been a pleasure ranting at you guys today. Have a good day, enjoy yourselves, and goodbye.